Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you all can hear me. I apologize for the mishap. I think it's a bit warmer here today, so my PC might have just like overheated a little bit, causing the stream to crash. But we are back up and running, seems to be all doing well. So thank you all for joining. Hopefully you all got to see my video last night that I posted, which is just the little update after the daily open, because I was talking about how important this daily open was for our TA. So just going over that briefly, right? We did print a daily swing failure pattern right here on the daily term time frame. So our technical entry, or so technically our entry is anywhere from this close to this end of this wick right here. So it is for the daily time frame, that is about a 5% entry. We will look at a more exact entry on smaller time frames in just a little bit, but we are technically in the entry zone, with our first take profit being the 618 of this move right here, which is also in line with this market structure break on the 4-hour term time frame, which we haven't yet retested. So this is where this big pump like clickbait title comes in, where I think we're going to go up to this level next. Now just looking at smaller term time frames, let's just see what happens. So the 30-minute time frame, we just want to take a look at like why this dump occurred, or why we're moving to the downside, and where I think we could potentially find some good long positions. So really just looking at the 30-minute time frame, right? We set this lower high, set this lower low, and then broke market structure on the 30-minute time frame. Once again, this is a small term time frame, so usually small term time frames take the back seat, but right now, since we are ranging a bit, I will talk about them. So market structure breaks on small time frames don't always play out, but we do seem to since we are within this bigger entry, I think we can like narrow it down to a smaller entry to try to get it pinpointed more clearly. So this is our bullish order block, right? The last significant move down before the market structure break. I believe I just went into the 15-minute time frame to get an even more exact order block, and then I also pulled our Fibonacci levels and our 705, which is the retracement after our market structure break, is what we look for, is in line with that well. So I do think that we still have a bit more downside probably after New York open, because we're going to look at SPX. SPX is holding the line, so I do probably see like after New York close, no overnight session, we'll probably make our way down to this level, and then we can look for this level to hold, and then continuation to the upside. If this level does not hold, then I would get a bit more concerned that this was more of just a liquidity grab more than anything else, and that we are going to continue the downside. However, until that happens, until this level doesn't hold, I would honestly put it on just like a 1-hour closure basis. So if we close below 18,600 roughly on 1-hour time frame, then we get a bit concerned about that idea about going up to 2,100. But until then, I do think we're going to hold this line and then continue to the upside. Cool. Hello, Crypto Hideout, Crypto Bum. We just take a look at SPX real quick, and then we'll go through our usual coins. Take a look at SPX, right? Yesterday video, once again, talking about this daily order block along with the 705 Fibonacci retracement, holding the line as well. So that's why I think we're probably most likely not going to get that downside move during the New York session, right? Because if this level breaks, then I get real concerned for Bitcoin. So once again, two major important levels to be holding. So assuming we do hold above it during the session, then Bitcoin can dump during the overnight session without this SPX being too much affected too much. So let's just take a look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Ethereum versus Bitcoin get a nice bounce off the point of control. Now we're coming back, retest this market structure break right here on the daily term time frame, and we are going to wait to see a retest of this level. So still 72.7 still be our targets. Assuming we get back above this level, then we turn to this bearish order block plus I believe the 705 is in that as well. Usually they line up fairly good. Well, yep, and 705 Fibonacci retracement at 84.1 would then turn to our targets, assuming we can get back above this line right here. what does this mean for Ethereum? Let's see if Ethereum is looking like we're going to get a strong bounce like Ethereum versus Bitcoin does. Or at least a little bit more upside potential. Right, we filled this gap yesterday, which we talked about. But we do have still this fair value gap to the upside, which has still yet to be play out. So I still would put this gap coming up to 1548. Still very strong potential target. Market structure wise, not too concerned about anything, right? You can argue that we broke market structure right here, and then you look for a pullback down to here. So we can pull Fibonacci levels, retracements as well. So we can look for kind of like Bitcoin. I would expect a pullback, deep pullback into this region. We just pull a little fibs and see if the 705 line up with that as well. Yep. Cool. So 1312. So pull back into this region's bullish order block. Look for the 705 retracement. If not, then you can look for yourself for the 786. I'm used to those like 15-minute closures, but I usually look for the 705, and then continuation up to that fair value gap. If we do start to break down, excuse me, before I can make a video before next stream, let me just get rid of this actually. Then you're essentially just looking at your range point of control, which should still remain. Actually, no, we actually have heavily skewed now. Okay. So pulling our. So now we come down to about the same level, which is now our value area low at 1234. So if we do start to break down out of this region, then I'll look for 1234. I would just look for a 1 hour closure. If you want to be more aggressive, then you can use smaller time frames, but a 1 hour closure below the 786 would give me confirmation that we are just going to now retest that value area low. Cool. What coins would you guys like me to look at this point? I guess I can just start looking at random ones by myself, but if you have any suggestions, you can throw them in the chat. Let's take a look at Solana. I know we were looking at this the other day. So really just playing along this value area low. Wait for this to load again. But yeah, just really retesting this value area low, ranging in between this value area low, the point of control. Once you get back above this point of control, fair value gap above of. Let's see if we have any good indicators. No, there's not too much, I would say. I do think you definitely have the potential. So, yeah. I would honestly just wait till the value area low, see if the value area low holds, and then take it from there. Not too biased either way. I do think you're probably going to come up to these levels at some point before a major breakdown, especially fill this gap completely at 39.3. So Luna, I would love to do Luna, and then we can also do ADA. So we can do Luna, and then we can oh god. Let me just find a better chart. No, this isn't the. I think you want Luna. What is it? Luna 2? Oh, what's Luna, guys? What's the ticker for Luna? The new Luna. It's not Luna C. I have to look at my phone. What Bybit has it as? So Luna 2. That seems to be it. Yeah, Luna 2. There you go. Okay. So notably, you had this gap right here, huge gap right there. Filled that to a T, but I still will just label it just for our reference. Coming down to the 4-hour time frame, I don't think of too much significance just yet. Obviously, unless you're building divergences, which are not. Yeah. I think you're probably just going to continue this downtrend. Really small term time frames. I would say you're probably gonna. This would be right here. Would be a target at $2.58 just that little gap, even though it's not really a gap. But I think over the long run, a structure like this would just come back and retest this lower high plus this wick, fill this wick, and then we might see a move. So just downside until $2.07. Beyond that, we could just take this as a huge daily range if we really want to. Just for fun. And we can see where we're getting rejected off the point of control, which is more confidence that we're going to come down and retest this level. After that retest of the level, assuming if you break down out of that level, things get real nasty and start looking at like new all-time lows. Apparently, essentially, like it would come down and retest this value low, which is essentially just its all-time lows. But yeah, okay, we can do ADA. We've done ADA a decent amount in the past few days, and there hasn't been too much to talk about. Daily time frame, just retesting its value or low. Quite boring, to be honest. Here was our market structure break, right? So we kind of got above it, filled this gap slightly, then rejected hard off of it. Still waiting for a pullback into this bearish order block. So I do suspect that if Bitcoin gets a bounce, ADA will most likely bounce hard today and then end up into this region. That 786 is actually within this region at this point, just because it's taken so long. So at around 50 cents is where I would expect that hard pullback, assuming Bitcoin does get that bounce. We need to look at ADA versus Bitcoin though, just to get that confirmation. And we can take a look at 4-hour, even the daily at this point. Okay, take this. Nothing of too much significance, to be quite honest. So for me, you did just wick below this low right here, wick below. So if you closed, then that'd be a market structure break, and then I'll say most likely to that. So not too much, to be quite honest. But assuming Bitcoin does get that bounce off of, I think you're definitely gonna get that bounce up to 50 cents roughly. Cool. Any other coins you guys want me to look at? Or I could also talk about downside targets while you guys do that. for ADA. I will probably just default to my macro chart at that point, because if you do break out of this range, things get pretty nasty. This isn't the chart, is it? Nope. Okay. This isn't the chart either, huh? Coinbase? No. Should have been on the Binance chart. Well, this keeps happening where my Fibonacci levels keep disappearing. But you would essentially be looking at around this weekly level. If you break out of this, essentially just free fall until this 20 cents roughly. But wouldn't really expect that at this point, the way the market's looking. All right. Any other coins you guys want me to look at? All right. Yeah, ADA will pump again. It's not for a while. Just annoys me. Where are these? Where are my levels? I have them strategically placed. But yeah, guess not. Oh well. You can see that after these, it gets pretty nasty. Right? You get downside targets that essentially just free fall until 20. All right. Well, let's just take a look at what Bitcoin's doing now. I think it might be moving a little bit at least. So Bitcoin is coming down to these targets. Ideally, you would also build some sort of bullish divergence, but obviously not necessary. I mean, I don't think anything is gonna have its day for a while. I think you're looking at. I mean, if we're looking, we can take a look at our macro chart just, and then I guess we can, if no one else has any questions, we can cut the stream. But it's him. Yeah. It's just me playing around with fractals. If you're looking macro-wise, right? You still got another 38 days before Bitcoin hits the bottom. And if you want to put not a correlation. How do I add? Yeah, I want total 30. And we can see like what time in the cycle altcoins at least start to yeah, same as go. Start to pop off. I can't use log with this. Oh god. What did I just do? Hold on. Cool. Want to zoom in like around the bottom over here. Yeah, it actually does set at the bottom. At the low there at least. What about... Yeah, that's the only data we got. So, previous cycle, total 3 actually did set its bottom with Bitcoin. Came back, retested it during the coronavirus dumps, obviously. So, along with Bitcoin. So, yeah, it might actually, things might start to pop off. Just another 38 days. and then we'll finally get to see it how it is. Alright. Well, thank you all very much for joining. I really appreciate you all tuning in to this. I'll see you all tomorrow. If something major crazy happens, I will make an update video. I think those are just take a few minutes to make, but I think those are quite helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe, because I do this nearly every weekday around this time. Also, if you want to join our Discord, links in the description below. Completely free to join. There's a lot of good traders in there. And if you trade on Bybit or want to switch over to trade on Bybit and you want decreased fees, there's 30% off your Bybit fees. Links in the description below. So yeah, check that out. Thank you all for joining. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye guys.